Hi ladies, I'm jumping on here really quick just to do a quick video for you, just putting my pen away, to go over some training tips, things that I've been thinking about lately. I feel like there's a lot of YouTube videos out there, there's a lot of training, and things can kind of get overwhelming, and so I thought, well, maybe if we just kind of like do a general, like, success as a LuLaRoe consultant. And since this, hi Tisha, hi Amanda, and since this is our training page or our team page, just kind of like branched off of there, I wanted to kind of go over like an overview of things that I think, like if we were to break down like in 5 steps or 10 steps, things that I think that really stand out to help you be successful in your business. I always hear Dan say on the training calls, like, this business is not, it's not that it's not hard. It is hard work, but it's easy. You need to connect with people, and we're all different, and we connect with people in different ways, and that's kind of like one of the parts that I want to go over in the tips and training that I was thinking about. So I just kind of jotted these down, thinking about them. They're not like set in stone. They may change. There may be more. But I thought, let me go over a couple of them that would help as far as like success, or things that you can just, like, if you had to take away 5 things to grow your business organically, or grow your business like customer service wise, like what are the things that could help you? So like I said, hopefully this video will be about 10-20 minutes. I don't want it to be too long because nobody's got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that, right? Okay, so what I wrote down. Number 1, be consistent. Whatever you choose to do, whether you set up an Instagram, if you're posting on your Facebook page, these are the things that I've taken away for myself, that I've noticed lately that my sales have increased, my everything's basically growing because I'm trying to do these things. These are things that I've set for myself as well. So being consistent with taking your photos, whether it be on Instagram or just a photo of yourself. If you're not comfortable getting in the front of the camera, maybe take a picture of an outfit and post it for that day. Just something to engage your customers on whatever social media platform you're using. I notice a lot of people are doing styling tips on YouTube, and those people are growing their business like substantially. And Periscope, like Amanda, you do Periscope, anything like being consistent and posting on a regular basis. I know LuLaRoe Amy Francis, I found her on Periscope, and she posts all the time. She does Facebook Live now as well, but that I found her because she is very consistent in her posting, whether she's talking about her business, she's talking about her family and her why, she's selling inventory, etc. So you want to make sure that a lot of your content, I think it's 80% of your content is business based, but also you have that 20% wiggle room to talk about yourself or show your personality or talk about your day and, hey, I'm wearing this, this, and this, things like that. So be mindful that you're not like over posting. They say you want to post anywhere between 1 to 2 times max a day on your Facebook group, because we don't want to annoy people and have them leave our groups if you're posting like 10 things that day. Things like that. But photos, posting, be consistent with your inventory. If you guys have a set time that you have your customers come shop your VIP page, or if you're like, hey, I'm going live every Thursday at this time, like you have a set time, I think that really helps. Consistency on my sale page has grown, as far as like I do Friday nights at 6:30 now, and that's kind of like, we want to take Friday nights off, but I pre-prep everything throughout the week, so I know on Friday night at 6:30 people are coming on my page and they're going to shop, and I've noticed my sales have grown because of that consistency. Pop-ups, if you're at a pop-up and you're asking your customers, hey, do you want to book a party with me? That consistency as well is really important. Or if you're talking about your why. So things like that. Like I said, consistency is definitely key. That's one word to write down and keep in mind when you're doing this business. Second point I put on there, don't compare yourself to others. The more time you spend looking at other people's news feeds and other people's videos, it's really good to take note. Like, hey, I really like her backdrop. But if you're like focusing on like, oh, that person has 8,000 million whatever viewers or likes or followers and I only have 5, like, don't worry about those things. Your business grows over time. It's not going to grow overnight. When I first started, I only had a few hundred people in my group. It grew over the last year, so you have to keep that in mind. You can't look at other people's pages and be like, I'm never going to get there, because you will. Trust me, it does grow organically. Word of mouth. What else did I put on there? And if you're comparing yourself, you're not going to be focusing on your own goals. You're going to be focusing on other people, and that's just taking time away from your goals, right? So I put on here also that remember, everyone is different, everyone's situation is different, everyone's social network is different, and so you just need to focus on you and let people see your personality, whether you go live or through pictures that you post, whatever style that you decide to put as your outlet, in pop-ups or online. Just have like you come through, and don't worry about everyone else. Trust me, like, it's not worth it. Just keep your head down and keep pushing. That's why I think I did so well the first months that I started, because I didn't let myself I just kept going. Like, I started, I started looking at other people's stuff and like, oh, they're doing this and that, but no, just keep going forward. That's probably the biggest piece of advice, I think, with any business, with life in general. Don't put that bad juju out there. It's not worth it. Number 3, set specific goals and be realistic. So one of my goals that I put on our LuLaRoe All-Stars page, since we were setting our January goals, is that I want to sell 100 pieces a week. Am I going to hit that goal every week? No. But I have it set, at least if I hit it once, I'm going to be excited. But I set mine a little bit higher than usual. I usually set it like 50 to 75 a week, if I'm consistently posting, because it seems like a big number, but when you actually sit there and you add up, like today, for example, I had 2 people come over to do like a return and exchange, and they bought 2 things. That's 2 sales that I wouldn't have had otherwise, right? Things like that. So you set your specific goals. Make sure your goals are for the day, the week, the month, and the year. So I don't really worry about the month and year as much, because I want to do baby steps. I want to focus on my day. I have this like from Target, the $1 to-do lists, and I make lists. Oh, my boyfriend put a little note. Isn't that nice? But I put a list for the day, and I say, today I'm going to photograph inventory. I'm going to contact 10 people. I think I have that from yesterday. Where's my clipboard? Right here. And I write down, if somebody pops into my head, like, hey, so-and-so was talking about LuLaRoe, and they said something that they wanted to book a party. I write down their name. And that way they're one of the people that, like, I don't have to contact them that day, but maybe that next week I'm like, hey, I know we were talking about it earlier, you know what I mean? And I do it all at once, and kind of like go off of that. So if I'm going to book a party, if I'm talking about LuLaRoe as like a business opportunity, I'll write down things. I usually have like a clipboard. This is my inventory clipboard. But I write down things and like take notes that way I remember like what I'm going to do that next day. So like yesterday I wrote, take photos consistently on Instagram. I already did that today. I posted my photo this morning. Figure out editing for YouTube and or Facebook videos. That's my next plan after this. So see, I wrote down, be yourself. I write down little notes for myself. So when you're setting your goals, like I said, when we were trying to cruise qualify our daily goals, we were trying to hit anywhere between $350 in sales to $400 a day. And sometimes we hit 0, sometimes we hit 800. It varied. So as long as we stayed like consistent every day, which was number 1 on our little list here, that really helped to reach our goal and then some. So it is possible. If you're going to set goals, like I said, set the day goal, then set the week goal, and then your month. And that can be for photographing inventory, your numbers, etc. You know this, like if you're going to set a goal to lose weight, you want to put, I'm going to run. Derek looked at me the other day, he's like, you don't run right now. And I'm like, no, I haven't been running. I need to. But I'm going to run 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You know, a specific goal. That way you stick to it. Number 4, be yourself, be genuine. If you're in person with people, like I was saying before, you don't have to be an extrovert, or is that the word? Extrovert, where you're like out in front of everybody. I'm an ambivert. I took a test, a psychology test, and I am half the time, like right now, I'm bubbly and I'm like, woohoo, and I like going live and doing these things. The other half of the time, I like to read books and be quiet and be by myself. That's just, everybody's different. Some people are introverted. They don't want to go live. They don't want to post themselves every day, and that's totally fine. And can you be successful in this business doing that? Yes. But you need to be yourself. You need to be genuine. If you're in person and you're doing a LuLaRoe pop-up, for example, you need to, I saw a lady, she had cards and she put her why on the card. So every single time she handed the card to her customers, they knew why she was doing that business, what motivated her, what got her up in the morning. So that's what I put on here. What is your why? I feel like my why is always changing. I don't feel like it's set in stone. I don't have a very sob story. Like I was telling you guys, I've told you probably in person or through PM if we've talked. It was mainly like, what am I going to do to pay for my internship? I had a lot of things happen this year that kind of my why evolved. I had a loss in my family. Some of my family members lost their jobs. And that financial shift, having LuLaRoe right now, if I did not have it, I don't think I would be, well, obviously I wouldn't be moved out. I wouldn't be where I am right now, but there are other factors that affect that. And I don't put that in my why, but I know like what motivates me. And so when I'm sharing that with people, I'm always super excited to talk about LuLaRoe because it means a lot to me. And there's a lot of ladies out there that do have very, like financial things, financial burdens, or they want to pay off their debt, or they want their husband to stop, being in this dead-end job, or whatever the reason being. I want you guys to sit there and really think, like, what is the root thing why do you do this? And then that, even if you're not verbally saying it, you need to be able to express that and think about that before you go into your pop-up. I'm gonna cry right now, but I cried during a pop-up once because I was so grateful. I don't like crying on camera. I was so appreciative and so grateful for all the people that were there. They were super nice, and I really loved being there. And I hate crying. Okay, so I loved the fact that I got to share and have fun, and like they were helping my dreams come true. I was helping them with their fashion, but you know what I mean? And it was just all the feels is what LuLaRoe says. So really be yourself, be genuine. If you're fake, people can see right through that, or if you're giving them a sob story and it's not true, things like that. You just be very yourself and you should be good. Whether it's social media, like I like to just have fun, I'm goofy. I just figured out how to do boomerang on Instagram, which is awesome. I've seen people do those like things and I'm like, what is that? So I wanted to figure that out, and I did. A lot of the things that you guys see, I have a website. You want to know how I created it? I didn't Google it. I literally went on to, it's called, what is it called? WordPress, that free like blogger site. And I literally tinkered around with it for like 3 days until I figured it out. That's how I made it. Things like that, like just be yourself, be like, if you're like me, I like to figure things out. So I go and I don't know, just that's the stuff that's going to help drive your business. If you're like curious and like, I wonder how to set up, I want to learn how to edit videos on YouTube. So that's like my next thing I'm looking at. But I like that social media, like I'm into public relations for school and things like that. So I really like that. Last point. And remember, these are the 5 points for success. So last point I put on here is customer service. This is important, very important. And I think people sign up with LuLaRoe and they don't think that they're going to have to worry about customer service. And that's what this business is based on. Amanda, for example, I'm calling you out. I love ordering